a lot of people need to know the side effects of getting a nose job, just the truth of what it's like and the experiences I had. I never heard of people talking about this as much as I would have liked to, what I would have said to my surgeon before the surgery happened. Guys, I'm being dramatic. I just wanted to make a video that shares my experience and what I've learned from getting my nose job and the things that I wish I knew beforehand and what I'm going through now. It's actually exactly 6 months post-op. The healing journey has been very long. I still have 6 more months for the full healing process and the full recovery. But I just wanted to sit down and tell you guys more about my experience and what I've gone through. First things first is the amount of back pain I had. Oh my gosh. You have to be sleeping straight up for about a couple of months, laying in my bed for like a good straight week of just doing nothing because I couldn't. I got my rib cartilage taken out and put where my bridge is. With Asian noses, the reason many people would like to get a nose job is because they want a higher bridge, the higher tip, I would say. They could have gotten the cartilage behind your ear or up here. I think they always would go to your rib cartilage first and see if it's soft enough, I guess, to put where the bridge is. The pain of getting your rib cartilage out, that hurt the most, more than getting my nose done. Not being able to walk and being bedridden caused me so much back pain. Like I could not get up at all. Even like turning to get off your bed, like the little things that you wouldn't really notice. The reason you have to sleep upright is for the swelling to go down faster. Since my rib cartilage wasn't stable at that time, whenever I moved to the side or I'm like moving too hard, I could feel it like shifting side to side, which I was not expecting at all. That's why it's important to face upright, straight, don't move around too much because gravity is obviously going to do its thing. So it's important to take that into consideration from the beginning. I also had to wear a nose retainer for the first 3 months, and I still wear it here and there just to keep the shape of my nostril. What I wish I'd done more is to use the retainer a bit longer because your nose is still changing. My doctor was like, oh, it's fine, you could just use it for 3 months. But to be honest, I could have prevented that from happening because I did get surgery on it to make it basically look even. In the beginning, my nose was bleeding tremendously. Like I would have nosebleeds right after I got surgery and it would not stop. I had like gauze stuck in my nose for 2 days straight, which is terrible. I needed it to stop. So my doctor just lugged a freaking tampon on my nose basically, and I think that caused my nose to stretch a little bit. I don't know if you can see or not. I definitely can. This side is a little bit wider than this one. From afar you guys probably can't notice, but like I notice it and it's kind of annoying. My doctor told me that you obviously don't breathe the same amount of air on each nose. That's very normal, but that's something that I've noticed throughout my healing process. That's something to be aware of if you're coming across things that are a little bit abnormal and different than what you've expected. Every situation is definitely different. Everyone is not gonna have the same experience, but for me, that was my experience. Let's talk about the severe identity crisis I had. My nose definitely changed a lot. There was a huge difference from when I got it done and till now. When I got my nose done, 2 weeks after, it was so swollen, guys. Be prepared for your nose to be swollen. The reason for that is because I wanted my tip to be a little bit pointed out more, 1-2 millimeters out. That's why it was very swollen. This part here was very wide, but I got so many blackheads. There is still a lot of blackheads on my nose, but I'm trying to do my skincare and just like help prevent blackheads. I was very scared, so I didn't really upkeep with it. I had a ton of blackheads and just like pimples growing. Like it was disgusting. That's what I want you guys to be aware of because I didn't hear anyone talk about how much they got. I didn't get bad bruising at all. Barely got any bruising, to be honest. Like very light, minimal. You couldn't even really see it. This is because they did an ultrasonic rhinoplasty. Traditionally, rhinoplasty is done with a hammer and chisel, but with newer technology, it helps cut through your nasal bone, shave, shape without causing that much damage to your skin tissue, and it leaves the surrounding skin undamaged. The high frequency is like 40,000 per second, which is crazy fast. That was a good thing about my surgery. It was a lot of skin peeling, so much dead skin just because my nose was changing. It was getting bigger, it was getting smaller. On top of that, there was still stitches under here because I did get my nostril size a little smaller. There were dissolvable stitches, which was nice. I do recommend to still use any petroleum jelly on the inside a little bit just to help hydrate it. When I got my nose done, I got very bad recurrent nosebleeds. I would be in a cafe and my nose would just like start bleeding out of nowhere, and it would always be this right nostril, which I knew because I did get nosebleeds in the beginning. And I went to my family doctor. I have been using nasal spray every day for the past like 6 months since I've gotten it, pretty much, just because my doctor told me that clean your nose because you can't really pick it. My doctor did say that the reason why I've been getting these recurrent nosebleeds was probably because of the nasal spray. Nasal spray is made up of water, salt. Once the water evaporates, all you have left is salt, and that is why it is causing irritation inside your nose, because your nose is just very dry and the salt is making it more irritated. What he recommended and what I've been using so far, just to go with Vaseline petroleum jelly. Basically, Vaseline is just the brand that will last a longer time than just using nasal spray. I've been using that so far and I haven't been getting recurrent nosebleeds at all. Since I got my nose done in Turkey, I wanted to get it checked up on, so I just went to a general doctor. He looked inside of it and everything is fine so far, so I'm very happy about that. Something that I'm still very scared of is accidentally bumping into anything, especially my tip, since it's very fragile. Me just turning to the side, hitting my pillow, I'm like, oh my gosh, everything is very fragile. So just being in crowded spots and someone just like boom, like right into my face, that's like my biggest fear. It is very important to be aware of your surroundings. When I'm cleaning my face, very gentle on your nose. Do not do this at all. This is one thing that bugs me a lot about my nose job. I remember going into the surgery saying one and done. I don't want to do a revision because I've seen a lot of people have gotten that before. The amount of pain I went through to get this surgery and just like the recovery process, I remember sitting on my bed and I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting any surgery ever again. It was just very painful. I was also sitting in bed for a good week, not doing anything. I felt very weak, and I'm the type of person that loves exercise, loves moving, working out. It just like sucked. This is one thing that I really hated, that really bothers me about my nose now, but you guys probably can't tell. Please let me know, because it's just it's irritating when you get a surgery and it doesn't turn out the way you really want it to. Some things bug you here and there. I know my tip has gotten a lot smaller and I'm very happy about it. I didn't want a nose surgery where it was abnormal. It looked very different from like my normal face. Natural, but like not natural, because I know it's not natural, because I wouldn't want to have gone surgery if I wanted to look the same. In between there. But this is what it looks like. I'm very happy with the results. You can't really tell in this lighting, but when I am in certain lighting, you can tell in like photos and stuff. Now that I pointed it out, I recognized it. If I turn to the side, you can kind of see this part of my bridge where they put the rib cartilage in. A lot of noses are up here a little more. I remember telling my doctor vividly that I didn't want my nose to start up here. I wanted a nose that fits my face, something that's different but not so different. I wanted to be very subtle. Right here, I didn't have a bridge at all, pretty much. Just like in some pictures that I've taken, there's like a shadow kind of cast on my nose. You can kind of see where he put the bridge. Darker here. It's just some things that bothered me that maybe some people can't even tell. We'll see how it is in another 6 months, see if there's any difference. Another thing is sometimes when I'm like laughing, just making emotions on my face, you can kind of see where the rib cartilage is. I'm very picky on my nose. When I feel it, kind of like a bump right here, not straightly shaved down, I could basically feel where he put my cartilage. And sometimes when I smile, you can kind of see like the indentation of where he put it. A little curve here, over here. It's not too bad. I did high rocks a month ago and my doctor said it was totally fine to go back to the gym after a month. In motion picture the shadow of my cartilage, and that's something to be aware of if you're planning on getting a rhinoplasty. Maybe it will go away in 6 months or so. We'll see how the healing process is, but that is something that I wanted to point out. Even 2 months after the recovery process, you cannot smile at all. Like, since they cut down here, irritates the nerve a little, which causes upper lip to not have as much motion. You can't really smile or like do any motion. Like, this is the most I've smiled. I filmed a YouTube video like 50 hobbies and I could not even move my upper lip. I remember this was pretty much how far I could go up. Still, I can't touch my nose. I used to like do duck lips and be able to touch it. I fully can't move it all the way up. I also can't really scrunch my face, not allowing me to. Maybe that's because of my rib cartilage. Other than that, I am happy overall with how my nose looks. 100% choose this nose over my previous nose. I knew kind of what I was gonna get into getting the surgery, but it's also good to know that there is the ugly truth of getting the surgery too. A lot of people just commented in my last video asking who the doctor was, and I'll put up his tag here. He is an amazing doctor. Definitely would recommend him. At that time, I did pay $4,000 for my nose, which I think is a very good price compared to the US. Here, it would probably have cost me $15,000 or somewhere along that line. Also, because I had a second procedure, which is harvesting the rib cartilage. I hope this gave you a lot of information. If you have any more comments, leave them below and I'll be sure to answer them. I hope this was very helpful, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!